Well, hey, everybody. I'll give everybody a chance to come in. This is kind of an impromptu chat. When you come in, if you could give me a thumbs up, let me know you can hear me okay. I have all this loud machinery in here. I do have my headphones in, and hopefully you can hear just fine on this mic. So we'll give it just a minute. Um, Today's been a really good day, so I can't wait to update everybody. Uh, I'm really excited. And see, there's one person out there. Let me know who you are. Say hi. The nurse braided my hair for me after my sponge bath. So, hey, Shift Kicker, good to see you. Can you hear me okay, Shift Kicker? Hey, Angela, good to see you. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Suburban. Yes, I have color again, believe it or not. Hey, Trish. Can everybody hear me okay? Will you give me a thumbs up or something just to let me know? Hey, Crazy Irish. Awesome. Thank you, Shift Kicker. I appreciate it. Well, they just came in, titrated me down again. So, hey, Dick. So now I'm down to 35% oxygen. He said, this respiratory therapist said that I might be able to get off of this high flow oxygen today. Yes, praise the Lord. God is so good. He's just been answering my prayers one right after another. Hey, P2E. Thank you. Hi, Dustin. Thank you. Yeah, I feel so much better. Like I'm kicking butt like crazy on this. If you didn't see my TikTok video, you got to check it out. Hi, hi, Tim, Tiny Tim Posey. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for the prayers. Oh my goodness, it feels so good. And the nurse was like, I was like, can you come turn the lights up and everything? I'm gonna go live on YouTube. YouTube. Sorry. Hey, Josh. She's like, you YouTube? And I was telling her about my channel and stuff. She's like, doomsday prepper stuff? And I said, no, it's more like things like just normal things that come up in life. Job loss, tornadoes, hurricanes, ice storms, things like that. Just stuff that happens every day. Whew. Yeah, if y'all would, thank you, Josh, for sharing that out. If you have a community page, will you share this out? I'm going to go over comfort items that have really made a massive difference to me during my hospital stay. Little things that people don't even think about that make a huge difference. And some mistakes that people make can actually cost somebody their life or a severe burn. So it's really important to my nurse is bringing me in some iced tea. Thank you, ma'am. Um, Appreciate that. Um, so, yeah, there's some things that there's specific reasons why some of these items are more specific. So, hey, Patty Bob, great to see you. Thanks for stopping in with us. Um, so yeah. Anyway, today's been really good. They've titrated me all the way down. I'm at 35% oxygen, y'all. When I first got here, I was at 100% oxygen, and my O2 level was dropping down still into the 80s. And now here it is at 35%, and I'm at 92% while I'm sitting here talking to you. So God is just so good, and I love y'all so. There. I love y'all so much. Every single message is read. Every single word of encouragement is taken completely and totally to my heart. Y'all don't know what those messages mean to me. Just Idaho Garden Girl, for instance, is just like watching my videos like crazy and commenting on them. Oh my goodness, it just does me so much good. I have just under 500 hours left for people to watch before I am monetized. So that will help. Every little bit will help with these bills because I still have several days left to go at least. Um, I have to be quarantined still till I believe the day after my birthday, which is the 18th, whenever I was looking it up on my calendar. So the 17th or the 18th is my last day to be quarantined, and then I can actually hold my husband's hand again. Hold my husband's hand again. Give him a hug. I miss him so much. I love him. I mean, we're not a crazy touchy-feely couple, but I'm not used to going this long without being able to just give him a hug when I want to, or crawl in his lap if I don't feel well, and he'll just rock me in his chair and things like that. So I'm really motivated to be able to do that. And of course, I'm so ready to hug my grandbaby's neck um, whenever the time comes. So I'm just so thankful to God that she didn't end up getting COVID. Um, she did get sick. She was tested for flu, strep, and COVID and was negative for all. So it's just kind of some random virus that she had. And she got over it very quickly. But I thank y'all so much for your prayers for her. I think she's doing a lot better on not worrying so much about me. So I thank you for the prayers for that, for her, because, she's fixing to be 9 next month. And, I'm like a second parent to her in a lot of ways. And so we have a very, very close relationship. And I know she was really, really concerned. So, how's everybody's day going? Um, as you can see, mine's going good. Yeah, I actually have some color. My nail beds are not blue anymore like they were. They were very blue. Um, it was really weird. But yeah, I actually have color. You can see how bruised up. It's kind of hard to tell in this lighting, but this is really bruised up. That's really bruised up. My veins just kept blowing out left and right, but they kept having to do blood gases and draw other blood to check my vancomycin levels. Hey, southernmost Illinois. Sorry, my eyesight's a little off because of this high flow oxygen. Thank you, Christy. I'm glad you had a good day, Patty Bob. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm really bruised up and everything. But they moved that IV up to my right shoulder, and that sounds like that would just be miserable. But I can actually keep my arms and brush my hair and do all that kind of stuff. Just simple self-care things that I wasn't able to do before when I had one here and one here. And so, man, comfort level is much better now at this point. So, um, y'all, sorry. I have to wipe my nose a lot because of the moisture in this nasal deal. But yeah, I'm excited. We may be able to go to a regular nasal cannula, which means I'll be able to get up and use the restroom on my own without them having to come in and maneuver a bunch of stuff because this high flow oxygen thing, it's not very long tubing. So I'm really reliant on the nurses to help me sit on the potty and all of that stuff and get back to the chair or the bed after. And so, hey, Marty, good to see you. You got your boxing gloves ready? I'm teasing. Anyway, so Marty, I was telling them my high flow has now been knocked down to 35%. Started at 100%. And within the last 2 days, God has worked so hard in my body to open up my airways and everything that we went from 100% oxygen down to 35%. And while I'm sitting here talking to you, my O2 sats are still at 93, 94. So God is so good. I'm just so blessed and so grateful for every single prayer, well wish, and everything. So, okay, I want to get started on this little list here, okay? Okay, so I have some different sections. And so section 1 is items to ease sensory overload. There we go. Anyway, it's loud. It's a very loud whooshing sound. And I mean, I can't even describe it. Like my remote, I can turn it up as high as I can, still can't hear it. So, yeah, it's very loud. And then also this high flow oxygen whooshes. It whooshes. So it's very loud. So some things to kind of ease sensory overload. The loud machines and bright lights. Are you live on YouTube? Yeah, I am. What's your YouTube channel? Prep for it. PREP, the number 4 IT. Okay, we're gonna watch it. Okay. Give us a shout out. All right, I will. I'm shouting out all my nurses and doctors, respiratory therapists. Everybody has been so amazing. They're just so incredible. I love them so much. They've all just been amazing, amazing. Okay, so the loud machines and bright lights do become quite cumbersome and overwhelming in the hospital. And I found myself with sensory overload, like feeling like I was going to go nuts. Hey, SKS. Um, so the loud whooshing amplified in my head too, because I have that permanent headache. So that really was hard. So a few items that really were beneficial is just some noise canceling earphones or earplugs, you know, like the guys that work on heavy machinery and stuff have. Something like that is really nice. A family friend brought me a pair of those, and that did help. It didn't cancel all of it out, but it did make it tolerable. So um, it really helped a lot. A simple set of these like dummy earplugs. My remote actually has a jack on the side, and so I was able to plug in my earphones, and that way I could hear my TV. Um, this made a huge difference in my quality of life in here because, you know, it's just fresh. Like I couldn't even hardly be on my phone because I didn't have my little adapter for my phone to plug my headphones into my phone to watch YouTube. My husband brought me my little computer yesterday, so now I have it. But that really did make a massive difference having these earphones. And these aren't crazy expensive; they're like $7, but they really have made an amazing difference in my quality of being able to just kind of stay distracted and be able to hear a show and stuff like that. So, yeah, some simple little earbuds really, really does help. Also, all the machines you can see, you know, there's LED lights everywhere, and even on the tip of my finger at night, this lights up. And so if I have my hand by my face, then I can't, you know, the light distracts me when I'm trying to sleep, like every time I move. So, like a sleep mask to block out the lights and stuff. Hey, Powder Puff. Hey, Kelly's Place and Prepping. Thank you. Thank you. So, that's that section, sensory overload. Section 2, patients on oxygen get very dried out lips. Well, I had my husband pick me up some lip balm. I did not know you can't have petroleum products when you're on high flow oxygen or on oxygen. Is it petrol products cause a fire risk? I do not need a flash burn on my face along with everything else that's going on. So the nurses said something like a natural balm, like a beeswax, like Burt's Bees. This stuff has saved my life. I love this stuff. It doesn't have to be Burt's Bees, but just a non-petroleum, like wax-based lip balm has really been a lifesaver. And also, like if you get little chapped areas on your face or your skin, you can just rub some on your finger and rub it in there as well. This has been amazing to have. and has made a massive difference in my comfort level. Section number 3, little annoying things like a tickly throat. You know, this oxygen can irritate your throat, and oxygen can irritate your throat, that air constantly flowing, and create just this annoying tickle. Um, but they don't really like the patients having large cough drops, because if you do get into a coughing fit, you could aspirate that cough drop. You'd also fall asleep with it in your mouth and get pee on it. So these little Halls minis are great. A nurse brought them to me out of the goodness of her own heart. Let me show you how tiny they are. See, they're just like that. And it's just something you can pop in your mouth. If you fall asleep with it in your mouth, no big deal. And it adds just enough punch to really soothe that throat. I highly recommend these for anybody that's in the hospital as well. So I didn't have to worry about choking on it or aspirating on it. It made a huge difference. Section 4, personal care items. Let me tell you, my nails were cracking. They were catching on the blankets. Not to mention they just felt gross and unsanitary because I can't get to the sink. I'm having to use wet wipes and stuff like that to wash my hands, and I just felt nasty. So the nurses aren't allowed to give you tweezers or clippers and things like that because there are bleeding risks, especially when you are on blood thinners and stuff when you have something like I have. Hey, Passamaquoddy. So the nail clippers my husband brought me and a little nail file. Oh, it was a lifesaver. It helped me so much. It just made me feel a little more human. Then detangling hairbrush. They have what's called wet hairbrush, and it's really good detangling hair. If it's a guy and he has short hair, it's not that big of a deal. A comb's fine. When you have long hair like me, you're moving around in bed, you're being repositioned, stuff like that. For those that might have to be on a vent or something, the hair gets so matted up, and it's very painful to get that combed out. So something like that wet detangler brush is really nice to have. And if you don't do the wet detangler brush, at least a good quality brush and then some detangling spray, and the nurses can come in and help, make it less painful to get those knots out of your hair. So, because the bedhead gets really real in here. The nurse was kind enough, like I said, to braid my hair today for me after my little sponge bath, and that was the best sponge bath I've ever had. Let me tell you, I was ready for it. Tweezers, because ladies get those little stray hairs and stuff, and it drives us nuts. So some tweezers to kind of groom, make you feel a little less like Groucho Marx. For those that have denture tabs and adhesives are really nice to have, and floss picks. Just simple little things like that a lot of people don't think about. So that's that personal care section. Section 5 is just one little item. A reusable eyeglass microfiber cloth. I would be in here with my glasses on. I've since started taking them off when I could do my nebulizing treatments. Those nebulizing treatments leave a really thick film on my glasses. And so having simple little reusable microcloths and not having to open a little package of eyeglass lens thing every time I needed to clean my glasses was really, really nice to have this. And I had already had that in my bag, thank the Lord. And then the last section is just boredom busters. Okay, I did notice that the high flow oxygen, has made my eyesight just a little bit blurry. So having larger print items are really nice to have. So the things that, those been what served me best. May not affect everybody the same way, but just to keep that in mind, you might ask them when you're bringing them. But word search, mazes, Sudoku, playing cards, notebook and pens. It's been nice just to write down my thoughts sometimes. Um, Maybe stationery, envelopes and stamps so that they can be writing out thank you cards or just writing little notes. There for a while it was touch and go with me, and I wanted to be able to write down my thoughts and feelings to the people that I love and just make sure they knew exactly how I felt and have that in writing. So that that's a very important thing to be able to have um, in the hospital to just put your thoughts together. And some people like to write poetry and just keep a little journal and things like that, and that really does help a lot as well. Um, and like I said, stationery, envelopes, and stamps, and then maybe some little craft projects, like if they do crochet or knit, or maybe they just want to make some Christmas cards or whatever it is, just something to kind of occupy the time, give them something to do besides just staring at the TV screen or the phone screen all the time. The littler screens are a little harder for me to stare at, so having something else to just do and refocus on and stuff has made all the difference. But those are my suggestions. I'm sure there are probably a lot more, but I just think that um, it's good to be thinking about these things. Hospitals need this stuff, even if you don't know the people in the hospital. Please consider buying up a few things like this and just donating to the to your local hospitals. The nurses, they want their patients to be comfortable too, and they cannot afford to just constantly be buying everything out of their own pockets. So, and like I said, the littlest things have made the biggest difference to me in here. Something as simple as a Microsoft, or Microsoft, a micro plush cleaning cloth, or Burt's Bees, or those little cough drops. So, hey Ginger, hey Kaylin. Um, but yeah, that's that's my suggestions. If I think of anything else, I'll add it into the description of this. But those are the big things right there. Um, so anyway, so for those that just came in, how was y'all's day? How are you doing? I'll give another little update. They just titrated me down to 35. I may actually be able to go to a regular nasal cannula and get off the high flow oxygen maybe today or in the morning. So I'm really excited about that. And I've been working hard on my little exerciser. You can check that out on TikTok if you want. It's under Prep for It. Same name as my channel name over here. And on Instagram, I don't think it uploaded over there. I got to redo that. But anyway, it was funny because, um, I hit record on TikTok and I thought I hit 60 seconds. I only did 15. So it cut out halfway through that. So then I deleted that one and I started over and I was halfway through it and realized it wasn't recording. So then I had to redo it again. And I think something else happened. So it took 4 takes. So I did about 120 reps on that thing, just doing that TikTok video. But my lungs got a good workout, which is funny. But anyway, yeah. And a lot of this stuff, you can get, I think, less expensive brands than Burt's Bees, but just make sure it does not have any petroleum products in it. Night, Patty Bob, thank you for coming in. Thank you for the prayers. Yeah. So, anyway, yeah. Today's been a good day. We thought they were going to move me to med surg 4, and instead, basically, they downgraded my room from ICU to med surg. So I'm staying in the same room, but I've been downgraded as a patient, which is awesome. Um, So, but it's been going great. Hey, Abby, good to see you. So yeah. Anyway, um, there's not really much else I know of to talk about, but if y'all want to hang out, we'll hang out. Let me go back through and see if I missed any comments. I'm sure I did. Oh, I love you too, Ginger. You know that. It's a great idea for children's hospitals too, Kaylin. Okay, well, oh, I'm so ready to prune up in my bathtub. Let me tell you. Uh, to get the weed whacker after these legs. I'm so ready. Uh, but yeah, I had known it, but it's been so long I forgot. Hey, Powder Puff. Yeah, I had known about the petroleum, but I honestly had forgotten about it. So um, I've been lucky to have some little angels, either friends or family, just run stuff up, so my husband doesn't have to drive an hour here every time I need just a little something, you know. He fought wildfire yesterday for 7 or 8 hours. He's still recouping from COVID. So he was in that smoke and stuff for all that time yesterday. His dad is doing much better. He got up and around today. My husband got on to him yesterday and said, "You better start taking some pain," because he wasn't moving because he said he was hurting. He said, "Well, what are you taking?" Nothing. Well, get to taking something. You need to be moving around, get the blood flowing and stuff like that so you don't get blood clots or end up in the hospital like Tasha. And so he said, get some ibuprofen in you so you can be moving around, oxygenate that blood. So he did. He was kind of mad at him last night, I guess, but he did. He got with it and he's doing good. Joe's stepmom's doing good. She's feeling fine, I guess, from what she told me. She just still quarantined, they're still quarantined, but they're up and moving around and functioning, and God is good. God is good. So many praise reports. I just can't even, uh, just seeing how fast and how powerful God's moved through this whole situation. I mean, they were telling me just 3 days ago, still high possibility I could have been vented. And now here we are. And I give all the glory to God. Every single ounce of it. Every single ounce of it. God is just so good. And I thank each of you so much for all the prayers, the positivity, the encouragement, the laughs. The laughs do me as much good as anything. Hey, a good laugh really opens up the airway. So I love to laugh and just enjoy. Um, Powder Puff, I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being new to my channel. Let me go down. I missed stuff. I'm sorry. Hey, Red Road. Prayers are working. God is good. I do have a couple of prayer requests. My nephew and his wife are really struggling. She was raised in a house that's kind of promoted her being pretty selfish and not they're not disciplinarians or anything. And so, like, he works his tail end off. They make more than we do, and yet they still can't make their bills because she's constantly spending, and everything's always his fault. Thank you, Red Road. Everything's always his fault. They have 2 little boys. I don't want to see a marriage split up. I just pray. I would ask that y'all would pray for her. If you are a person of faith, to just have the Lord just minister to her and call upon her and draw her to Him, and to help her kind of get out of her selfish ways. And for him too. He's not perfect. I'm not saying he is, but they have a beautiful little family. I don't want to see them split up. but it's causing my sister Twyla, my nephew's mom, a lot of stress. She has lupus, fibro, chronic fatigue, and RA, a whole lot going on. She has to work for the healthcare, otherwise she wouldn't even be able to um, do what she's got to do. But she's so exhausted, y'all, and she's carrying so much weight on her shoulders and so much stress. And it's like at least once a month they're gonna get a divorce and all this stuff. My nephew and his wife, and it's just constantly back and forth, and it's adding a lot of stress to my sister Twyla, Twilla. So if you would please be lifting her before the Lord. I know today she said she didn't feel like she had much longer for this earth, and I just think the devil's just trying to get to her because she is an intercessor. And I told her I rebuked that in the name of Jesus, and then I'm standing with the Lord for healing for her and for relief for her, both physically and spiritually and mentally. Thank you, Red Road. Thank you, Trish. Um, so, my nephew's name is Justin. His wife is Savannah. And they have two boys, Owen and Oliver. Owen's five, fixing to be, or I guess he just turned 5, and Oliver's 2. So, I don't want to see the family broken up. Um, I just want to see them whole and in a good mental place. And then for my sister as well. My other sister, Taffy, that just got out of the hospital not very long ago, her and her husband both had to be hospitalized. Taffy is doing pretty good. Her blood work looks good as far as her D-dimer and all of that, which is the clotting agent. So all of that's looking good. So she's recouping nicely. She still gets out of breath fairly easily, but she's back to work and slowly continuing to make progress. So I'm praising God for that, for the healing done in her, because Satan was sure coming after all of us pretty hard there for a while. And, my sister Twyla was saying that, my nephew's wife wasn't raised in a godly home. And I'm not judging anybody, but I will tell y'all, when, I've had several health issues this year, like crazy, crazy, scary health issues. And there's been twice that I thought I'm fixing to go be with the Lord. And whenever I lost my mom last year, um, the week before COVID really shut everything down. Friday the 13th of March of last year. And anyway, there was one time I had passed out at the house, and I was laying there like I literally passed out on the bathroom floor, and I felt like I was fixing to go be with the Lord. But there was such peace. It was like I felt His presence, and I felt the presence of my mom. And I basically just told God, God, I'm ready. If you're ready for me, I'm ready to come. It's just completely up to you. But I had such peace, and I cannot imagine being at a place like that and not having that peace, because I just felt so at peace. It was like, okay, you got me. Whatever you want to do, I'll do whatever you want me to do, Lord. And I was at complete peace with it. And whenever I couldn't breathe, I felt like a fish out of water last week. And you see a fish gulping for air, and yeah, it was scary that I couldn't catch my breath, but I still had that peace. Like, if it's my time, I'm okay. I'm ready. And so I just want that for everybody. I want everybody to feel that peace and security. Um, so, and I'm not trying to shove my religion down anybody's throat, y'all. I know I have lots of friends out there that believe completely different than I do. Um, but it brought me so much peace. I had no doubt the Lord has been with me through all of this. So, and I love y'all too, Trish. You know that. You know that. Uh, but yeah, I just want that peace for everybody. I want them to be able to feel the Lord's presence and peace and comfort. And, I mean, there's been little setbacks and things um, throughout all of this. But I just really encourage y'all, try to always focus on the positive because um, if you don't, but night digs, that's okay. Enjoy your meal. Um, I kind of lost my train of thought, but focusing on the positive is so important. Look, it's okay to take those moments to cry for a minute or two, and just like deal with your emotions. Hey, GSG, good to see you. It's okay. We're human. We're gonna have those emotions, but just don't sit there and just waller in it and just hyper focus on the fact that things are not going exactly as we want and how we plan. Um, I mean, it's not the nurse's fault that I didn't get moved to med surge today. It's not their fault that the policy is that I need to be diagnosed for at least 20 days before I see my husband. Um, it's just the policies. They're just trying to do their job. They're trying to take care of everybody the best they can. And they've been my biggest cheerleaders and also compassionate and kind and loving. I cannot even imagine having been somewhere else this week. The little Cheyenne hospital I was at, everybody was great there as well, and did such a wonderful job. Roger Mills Memorial Hospital is where I was first, and then I was moved over here to Great Plains Regional Hospital in Oak City, Oklahoma, and that's where I'm at now. I love you too, Joe. You know that. I love you so much. I emailed you a picture of me in one of my weird freaky masks I had to wear, and you are totally welcome to the jib jab. I've been waiting to see a funny jib jab with that picture on it. It's okay. Yeah, I want to see it. I think it'll be hilarious. You got to find something good for that though. Like it's got to be something about how beautiful I look with that on. So some kind of bad to the bone song like that. But anyway, the nurses and doctors and respiratory therapists, every single person here that has touched my life has been just amazing and kind and encouraging and wonderful. And I could not even begin to thank them enough. I just love each of them. I don't even know them very well, but I love each of them. I see their heart, their compassion, their love for their patients. And every victory I've had has been a victory for them as well. I give God all the glory, but God works through them each and every second of the day for their patients. And it's just amazing. Thank you, Christy. Nothing fit yet. Yeah, those eyebrow straps were pretty interesting. It was a very interesting look. I thought it was funny. Uh, I just kept thinking, don't hate me because I'm beautiful. But yeah, see, I'm talking, and my O2 sats are at 95, almost 96. Because God is just that good, y'all. He is just that amazing. Well, I'm not going to stay on here much longer. I know I look sexy. I tell you, you're jealous of my eyebrows. They were hot, hot. I tell you. Brooke Shield didn't have nothing on those eyebrows. Hey, B. Good to see you. I do want to offer up my love to everybody in the path of those storms. Coming from Oklahoma, I know how devastating that is to communities, and those especially a long night and those nighttime tornadoes, long track ones, are just so dangerous. And my heart and thoughts and prayers go out to each person in the path of those storms who have lost loved ones, who have missing loved ones, and fur babies alike. Um, it was, well, yeah, an upgrade, I guess, you know what I mean, Kaylin. But yeah, and my heart hurts for all these people going through all of this. Um, I'm just praying that for anybody that's still trapped and alive, that God would lead the rescuers to them quickly and help them, and to just be with those people mentally, let them feel God's presence and peace in the midst of all of that while they're getting to them. So, um, I don't want anybody laying out there suffering. That's tough, but yeah, they are the worst. You can't see them coming unless there's lightning, unless you have, like, especially if the power goes out, you're not getting service or something. It's really hard. Um, so my heart goes out to them. Well, I am gonna call it good. Thank y'all so much for calling or coming by. Sorry, for coming by and just spending a little time with me, and for every little bit of encouragement. I do have my mailing address, my P.O. Box mailing address on my community page. I update not necessarily every day over there. Um, Thank you to those who've donated so far. I really appreciate it, and not a penny of that will go to waste. It'll be for fuel for my husband to come see me, bring me what I need, and hospital bills. And it's I can't even imagine what these bills are going to be, but I know God's got this. He's going to help, and He's going to provide just like He's provided through this entire thing. So I love y'all. Take care. God bless, and remember to prep for it all, and help some of the people out in your community that need it with some of these items, because not everybody even has money to go or somebody to even go get little things like this for them, or financially maybe their spouse couldn't come and see them, even if it was just through a window. So they need lots of prayers, and encouragement and love, and just something, a little care package like that can just brighten someone's day and make them feel thought of and loved and love into their life. And I love you. God bless and good night.